Up next on UBC, brought to you by
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Brought to you by
Shea Butter Mantra.
Yes, this is best for you.
Gifted by nature, Shea Butter Mantra, a 100% certified organic cream.
It is exactly 8 p.m. in the studios of UBC TV. Hello there and welcome to News Tonight this Wednesday, the 3rd day of July 2019. First though, let's have a look at our top stories. It to become city, President Yoweri Museveni says. Judiciary stuck with billions in court fines and penalties. Tororo church land grabbed. And in sports, it's good news as Uganda Cranes back in training ahead of Senegal date. Hello there and welcome once again on Sign Language. It is Mugalu Mohammed and I am Edward Rukidi Kijanangoma. And let's get started. President Yoweri Museveni has confirmed the elevation of Mbale municipality to city status among the first batch of municipalities from July 2020. Now this was disclosed at the presidential zonal meeting with Bugisu sub-region leaders that took place yesterday, Tuesday, at Mbale Senior Secondary School playgrounds in Mbale municipality. According to the Minister of State for Local Government, Ms. Jennifer Namuyango, the delay in elevating Mbale municipality was due to some contradictions that had emerged but have now been resolved. While addressing the leadership of Bugisu sub-region, President Museveni also disclosed that government is to set up more funds to help Wananchi to effectively eradicate poverty in their homes and also to enhance import substitution as well as promote the country's exports. President Museveni elaborated that the fund to be set up will include zonal industrial parks where the youth as well as women will add value to various products such as leather tanning for making shoes, furniture making and ceramics, among others, in order to reduce on imports and promote exports of Ugandan products. The President added that other funds will be for associations of different categories that will include hair salons, market vendors, border riders, women entrepreneurs, taxi operators, welders, youth circles, people with disabilities, produce dealers, mechanics, tailors, media operators and performing artists, adding that the Elders Association will also be considered. Meanwhile, President Yoweri Museveni has strongly urged the youth and students in the country to act as change agents in their families by deeply getting involved in wealth creation as he did in the 1960s. The President made the remarks today at the commissioning ceremony of several Mbale municipality roads in eastern Uganda's Bugisu sub-region that have either been repaired or constructed under the Uganda Support to Municipal Infrastructure Development YESMID project at a cost of over 26 billion Ugandan shillings. Now, 250 top international contractors undertook the building of the roads that include Republic Street, Palisa, Bishop Wasike and Nanioya roads. Now, the same funds were used for the construction of cycle, walking and parking lanes, among other programs. President Museveni said that his initiative to act as a change agent bore fruits in his home area, and as such, he encouraged students, especially the youth, to emulate his example. On infrastructure development, he said the aim is to make the people of Uganda live a good life and to lay a solid foundation for the economy of the country. He added that for people to live a prosperous life, other tenets such as the peace that is now in place are taken into account. He assured the people that the peace and tranquility will continue, adding that nobody would disturb it and that those who try will fail. The President further advised the people of Bugisu sub-region to desist from land and property fragmentation. He advised families to form family companies that will safeguard their wealth. Regarding job creation, Mr. Museveni pointed out that jobs are created from wealth. He cited a farmer in Rwengaju in Fort Portal, Kabarole district in western Uganda who initially had nothing but later adopted modern farming and is now employing 6 workers and earning over 30 million shillings per annum. Now, Kampala's community has cited loopholes in the plans of Kampala Capital City Authority, KCCA, to implement the non-motorized transport corridor pilot project, which needed to be addressed if the project is to continue. While touring the project with KCCA engineers, the spokesperson, Kampala City Traders Association, Issa Sechito, said drainage channels and the security of goods to be offloaded at 12 a.m. in the morning is not highlighted in the plan, as we hear in this report.
Works to construct a pilot non-motorized transport corridor on Namirembe Road and Loom Street to Entebbe Road are progressing. Because of the demand by the business community to understand this project, Kampala Capital City Authority engineers have taken the leadership of Kampala City Traders Association through the whole design and architectural plans of the NMT during a guided tour. From Jaguar through Pride Theatre, this section is going to be restricted to non-motorized transport, create a traffic-free and green zone to absorb the carbon emissions from motor engines.
According to the KCCA design, we want Hoima Road to be the main arterial linking the northern bypass to the city. And in this particular section, Portal Road is going to be the main arterial to traffic vehicles all the way through Mwanga 2 to the Ring Road.
The tour was not that easy for the group since they kept on encountering aggrieved people complaining about the poor drainage system and traffic jam. According to Kasita, they wanted to understand why KCCA chose the busiest road affecting business operations.
12 a.m. at night and 5 a.m. How about the security? How about the security lights? Are the goods that are going to be offloaded at night safe? So all these are questions that need to be answered for as long as the project is going to continue.
Kasita supports development, but not that which will massively affect citizens.
The water, if it's going to be diverted, let it be diverted on time. Other than diverting it when all the businesses down have been destroyed beyond recovery. If we are going to construct a project in the center of the city, of course some things are inevitable, but we should not projects the project to be very long, because whatever time that it takes is the losses that we meet as the business community.
Meanwhile, non-motorized transport links to other roads through a city centre loop that is expected to start from Entebbe Road traffic lights.
The traffic moves in one direction towards Entebbe Road, but because the traffic will be moving down, traffic will all be coming in here, and then it goes towards Duster Street and also towards Nakasero Market. That's how the NMT has been planned.
I'm Nafka Farida reporting.
Thanks, Farida, for that report. There now news tonight. We'll take a very short break, but we'll be returning with much more. Stay with us.
Every dream has a challenging journey. Ours began in 1998 with a mission to drive the development of a robust communications sector in Uganda. We created structures to champion the dream. We've evolved, made discoveries, supported great minds, empowered Ugandans, and fostered a vibrant culture, enabling communication for all. Down the years, we've created memories and networks, uniting generations and building great partnerships. Together, we can go even further. UCC, celebrating 20 years of achievements.
Meet Rose and her sister Betty. Both are so pretty. Rose believes in organic products, while Betty is trendy, uses chemical-based products. As the time goes, Rose's skin starts getting better glow, whereas Betty's face developed dullness. Now she feels gloomy.
Shea butter mantra? Yes, this is best for you.
Gifted by nature, Shea Butter Mantra, a 100% certified organic cream.
Sukuma Cash ne Airtel Money okwata ku bulamu bwabo bonna bw'oyagala. Kati osobola okusindika ssente ku miwendo egisaliddwako okutuuka ku bitundu 6 ku buli 100.
Amanya ganze Simple Steven nga nvidde kachiri kikubampanga nanyiga *185# nga mpeeza nnyo gula data nga ngula ne airtime money bankubira essimu tebagamba owangudde ssente.
Sindika ssente oba kozesa Airtel Money olwaleero ofune omukisa okwewangulira emitwalo 50 buli lunaku. Nyiga *185# okutandikirawo. Airtel Money, nyangu ya buliwo ate yeesigika. Amateeka n'ebiragiro bigobererwa.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Lochi y'omwaka nga bulijjo yine guse ye lochi y'omwana waffe asinga okuyimba gospel mu Lunyankole era nga ye Miss Mbabazi Chamkongwire ku luno ebbango tuliwanise anti tuli bakubeera ku Serena Hotel e Kampala ng'ennaku z'omwezi 14 omwezi ogwa Julayi 2019 emiryango gya kugula okusaamu ez'akawungeezi okuyingira emitwalo 5 VIP emitwalo 10 ate emmeeza ya miliyoni emu yokka. Jangu tuwagira omwana waffe awerekeddwako Musibeta Florence, Mary Asimwe, Father Musala, Twina Habat, Beyingana, Doi Tendo, Bettina Maganda, Joseph Segawa, biwagiddwa Pepsi, Travel, UBC TV, Star TV, Star FM, Kenam Construction Services, Horeb Company, Kampala Serena Hotel, SMS1, no radio, mujje tuwagira omwana waffe ffenna tubeeyo.
Welcome back from that short break, and you are watching News Tonight here on UBC TV. A warm welcome to those of you just joining us. Now, the Anti-Corruption Unit of State House has directed a section of Kisoro district leaders in Western Uganda to record statements over payment of tea farmers. Now, the directive follows controversies that were reported surrounding the mode of payment where numbers are said to have been inflated. Lieutenant Colonel Edith Nakalema, the head of the Anti-Corruption Unit of State House, issued the directive during a fact-finding engagement at Kisoro District Headquarters. Henry Okrut reports.
The anxiety for this meeting was an opportunity provided for tea farmers to air out their grievances.
Itwendako kasente kache madamu. Tukatunge omugire bwako. Then ekindi kitu kyo twine. Nnacho kugira ngo omuntu aguma tutwaleho 30% nka lead agent otutalamanyi. Nyine document esayinigizwe na chairman LC5 Bizimana Abe. Ngugaruka kuyunga contract.
The engagement was aimed at finding a lasting solution to payment of tea farmers in Kisoro, a payment whose mode was affected in 2016.
The case around encouraged the people to make nursery beds, but after verification with the district leadership, they would count the tea seedlings in the nursery beds, and then they would supply them themselves.
It becomes just like co-wives now. Co-wives. Now someone who has that factory wants to fight Kamara, want to fight these poor people, and want them not even paid. So that's how I find these things. Just because of envy, because of people fearing competition, and yet they are not even delivering and giving proper services to the people.
Politics or not, what matters is finding a way of paying farmers who provided their services to the tea farming industry.
So in an area which should accommodate 2 million seedlings, the total claim came to around 38 million seedlings. If you multiply by 540 shillings by then, seedling it goes to almost over 20 billion. So niba twavuze ngo muje gukemura ikibazo dutangirire that air supply izo sente zari kubaza abakozi ibintu byinshi Kisoro would be full of tea.
So Muntuchi leaders who claimed 1,011 and the verified tea seedlings are 2,498. Now on this, if the man claims 1,011 seedlings, then the verification exercise came and doubled. The ones who verified said that he supplied 2,498 seedlings. Now we want to know who is right. The one who verified must be wrong, because the one who is claiming is saying, I had supplied 1,000. But the one who verified is saying, no, for us we have seen 2,000. So where did you see the 1,400?
These are some of the concerns that prompted the head of the anti-corruption unit of State House, Lieutenant Colonel Edith Nakalema, to swing into action.
Now all sub-county chief chairpersons, mutuyambe muhandiche bimukumanya aha police. The quicker you do this exercise, the quicker your money will be cleared this month of July. Because if we don't clean up, you will not be paid.
Some names have been mentioned, and we are going to follow it up to make sure that the law takes its course. But otherwise, we are making an appeal not only to this district, all over the country, to make sure that people do not engage in any way to defraud the government or to do air supply.
Over the years of controversial non-payment of tea farmers, properties worth reasonable amounts of money have been lost to commercial banks and money lenders as collateral. This is one of the reasons why the matter was brought to the attention of the anti-corruption unit of State House for a lasting solution. Henry Okurut, UBC.
Now, the judiciary is stuck with accumulated bail and penalty funds amounting to over 20 billion shillings over a period of 4 years. The Permanent Secretary, Judiciary, Kagole Kivombe, disclosed this to the Parliamentary Public Accounts Committee, where officials had appeared to answer queries embedded in the Auditor General's report of 2017-2018.
I had surgery.
Appearing before the Parliamentary Public Accounts Committee were officials from the judiciary, led by the Permanent Secretary Kagole Chivumbi. Officials from the judiciary returned to the committee to answer queries over mischarge of 34 billion shillings, as raised in the Auditor General's report of 2017-2018. First, the committee put to task the Judicial Permanent Secretary Kagole Chivumbi to present medical documents to the committee after he skipped the Tuesday sitting on claims that he had sought medication.
One day, and they said he went to hospital You will come with the dispensary note. Chairperson, sir, I need to carry the medical form, but I will submit it, sir.
With controversy, Chivumbi failed to present the medical documents to the committee, something that angered the members.
Of the PS, the YC amounts to contempt, misuse of office, and causing financial loss.
Now he's trying to tell us that it was not a medical condition.
As if that was not enough, Kagole Kivumbi failed to convince the committee why he sent a personal lawyer to represent him rather than relying public officers.
He has to clarify about his representation yesterday vis-a-vis his lawyer, personal lawyer, and what the law says. They left office without seeing him, and they sat here waiting until.
Yesterday, the chief registrar told the committee that Kagole had not instructed anyone to represent him, although he denied.
The lawyer came and introduced himself to me when we were here.
But I did not tell him that in my absence, proceed.
Chivumbi's contradiction compelled the chairperson to adjourn the sitting and tasked him to go pick his medical documents, which he claimed he had left home. Chivumbi was escorted by the CID officers attached to Parliament. Chivumbi returned to the committee an hour later and presented a medical document from Bugolobi Medical Center that the committee disregarded.
This matter I have indicated to you. I have a file there. I have my records.
The bedroom we talked about was Bugolobi Medical Center. So given the fact that now it is that way, I think that medical form serves no purpose.
The committee continued with the probe, where it discovered that the judiciary was silent with the sums of money from fines and penalties. Kagolo, who confirmed the matter, told the committee that the money in question accumulated because people are not aware that the money can be refunded.
By 4th July 2018, it had a balance of 4 billion shillings. 4 billion? 4 billion. The average is 4 billion, 5 billion every financial year for bail.
That it would have been your responsibility to ensure that all due processes and steps are made to make the public, first of all, aware, and it is easier for them to access the money to help them. Because
the committee has, however, tasked the judiciary to present a summary of all people who owe court and find the possible means of letting them access their money.
Sir, it needs a lot of education because some people, even educating me, there are people when they leave the court, they don't want to do anything with court.
There are many people who hate coming to courts because of what they go through.
There must be a system to generate people's money. This one is not a 50-50.
The committee continues with the probe on the judicial mischarge and inconsistencies. Susan Nawonga reporting.
Thanks, Susan, for that report there. Now, the 3-day training of laboratory experts in Africa has ended here in Kampala with a call to participants to improve the quality of laboratory services to improve health delivery in Africa. Banadiga gives us more on that.
The 3-day conference attracted participation from 13 countries that include Kenya, South Africa, Democratic Republic of Congo, Malawi, Nigeria, Burundi, Tanzania, Lesotho, and hosts Uganda. Officiating at the closure of the conference that ran under the theme Building Resilient Laboratory Systems in Africa to rapidly scale up viral load and EID services to reach UNAIDS 90-90-90 targets by 2020. The Permanent Secretary Minister of Health, Dr. Diana Twine, urged participants to ensure more laboratories in their respective countries have international accepted standards.
When you have not been accredited, then you have not reached there. We want all of you, when you go back in your countries, make an impact that we shall see more countries get more accreditation, reaching that standard of care that we desire to provide to our people.
Atwine says Uganda will continue offering specialized assistance to the rest of the countries in laboratory services.
For us, we have pathological patriotism. If there is anything, we move there. Whether diseases we move there to help. We are available. And I want to tell you that as a country and on behalf of my government, you can always count on us that we shall share with the knowledge we have.
Uganda has about 2,500 laboratories across the country, but only 14 are international accredited. Dr. Susan Nabadda, the Commissioner of Laboratory Services at the Ministry of Health, says they are looking forward to have at least 20 laboratories accredited by 2020 to enable patients to receive timely and cost-effective medication.
Our vision is to have all these, at least for the first time, the 100 labs accredited. But the vision for 2020 is to have at least 20 labs accredited. And currently we have around 14 so far. Yes. But all the other 100 are in the process that we pass through to prepare them to get accredited. A quality, right, and reliable result, so that when the patient gets the right result, gets the right treatment in a timely manner, so resources are less because he'll be getting the right treatment, he'll spend less time in hospital, get better and go back and work. But if it's misdiagnosed, wrong result, wrong drug, wrong medicine, long time in hospitals, hence more resources are spent.
Participants spoke highly about the importance of working together to fight diseases.
What I've picked up is that we are not united as a nation. So now that we've come together and celebrated each other's cultures and trying to resolve the lab issues in our society, it has helped so much. So we've shared ideas on how to change the lab systems in our labs and how to make things better to give out the best results to the doctor and the patient.
Yeah, Uganda, I think, is organized country in terms of laboratory. They have centralized laboratory systems in terms of viral and EID, of which we are not practicing in our countries. By learning this, I'm sure we are going to adopt their strategy and we are going to improve.
Bernard Iga, Ubc TV in Kampala.
The long line hassle. With OneXBet, the power of placing the perfect bet is at your fingertips. Bet anytime from anywhere. Best of all, payment is instant. Place your bet on whatever you choose. Virtual games, bet games, sports, and even live betting. Winning has never been this simple. Bet with OneXBet.
Advanced gaming is regulated by the Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board. Betting is addictive and can be psychologically harmful, and it's only eligible to persons above 18 years of age.
12 displays that will leave you enthralled. Make a date with us during the first Sunday of every month. With over 2,000 participants at one venue, we aim to keep healthy, network, ensure viable brand positioning, and make friends while having fun during our monthly sports festival.
Brought to you by Bet with OneXBet.
Welcome back, and let's have a look at what's happening in the world of sport. And we begin with football, where the Uganda Cranes have reached a compromise with the Federation of Uganda Football Associations to return to training after missing Tuesday's session due to alleged outstanding dues. Now, the team missed Tuesday's training session at the Arab Contractors Stadium, with news from Cairo blaming FUFA for failure to clear match bonuses as agreed. But information from the Federation of Uganda Football Association's President Moses Magogo was to the contrary and exonerated the Federation, blaming players for a breach of contract. In his message, Magogo says players agreed to all payment details before the tournament, but were seeking a renegotiation, which has caused the impasse. The Uganda plays its first ever knockout game at AFCON in 40 plus years this Friday, with the Teranga Lions of Senegal in their path to the last 8. But also news coming through from Egypt actually is to the effect that the squad has actually not gone for training. They were supposed to have trained at 7, that is Egyptian time, which is 8 here in Uganda, but they have not gone to the Arab Contractors Stadium for that training. So the question here is, who is fooling who? Well, that's in as far as cranes are concerned. Let's go to Chase now, where the curtains have fallen on the Africa Individual Schools Chase Championship hosted at Zanuda Hotel in Kampala. Uganda has excelled with 23 medals, including numerous players climaxing this ranking event with titles. John Bansentamo reports.
After almost a week of intriguing chess action, the 2019 Africa Individual Schools Chess Championship has climaxed, with the Ugandan flag hoisted much higher with excellent performances. Uganda's biggest winner has been Mary Kevin Ndagire, who scored 100%, 9 points out of 9 games played in the girls under 13 category. Her compatriot Hamswandane Sivakuma also excelled and won the girls under 15 category. Other Ugandan winners were Christian Musenze in the open under 15 category, while Apido Edwin won the under 13 open category. Kiwanika Subi won the under 9 open category, while Kisto Jaden Mobiru was unstoppable in the under 7 open category. All respective gender winners earned titles, with the girls lined up for the Woman FIDE Master, while the boys are now FIDE Masters.
The future is very bright, and as Uganda Chess Federation, we are announcing on the continent of Africa that we've arrived and we are taking over the continent.
It, however, wasn't about Uganda alone at the championship that attracted 6 nations. The boys under 17 category was won by Kenya's Cleophas Charles, while the under 11 open category was won by Botswana's Mpene Thoto. Namibiana Campbell Penny won the girls under 17, with her compatriot Itembuli Nekala claiming the under 11 category. Second and third placed players at this tournament that qualifies players to the World Schools Championship earns the candidate master title in both genders. John Barnes, Sentamo, reporting.
We've almost come to the end of this bulletin, but before we leave you, let's have a quick reminder of our top stories. In our top stories tonight, Mbale municipality to become a city, that is according to President Museveni. The judiciary stuck with billions in court fines and penalties. Land grabbing continues as Tororo Church land is grabbed. And in sports, Uganda Cranes back in training ahead of Senegal date. And that brings us to the end of this first News in English bulletin for this day, this Wednesday, the third day of July 2019. Remember that we'll be coming back at 10 for the final bulletin of the day. On sign language, it has been Mugalu Mohammed, and I am Edward Rukidi Kijanangoma. But up next is Initiative Africa. Stay tuned.
Brought to you by
Shea Butter Mantra. Yes, this is best for you.
Gifted by nature. Shea Butter Mantra, a 100% certified organic cream